Hi guys, welcome back to the 401 Files. It's an absolute pleasure, as I always say at the beginning of every video, to have you guys back here with me supporting the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Now before we dive into this video, please do remember that you can help support the channel even further by heading over to Patreon, and I will leave a link below, and for $1 a month you guys can really make a big difference. But you'll also help me get one step closer to achieving my goal, my dream of making this a full-time gig for you guys. So like I said, every little does help. Please go over to the Patreon page and support wherever you can. Every little really does help. So on today's video, I'm going to break down a piece of footage for you guys that is kind of blowing up. It's going viral, and I have no doubt that over the next few weeks you will probably see this footage floating around somewhere on the internet, whether it be Instagram or in one of the many Facebook groups that you guys follow. Now, when I first read the comments on this thumbnail of this video that I'm about to show you, for me, I was expecting it to be groundbreaking and the disclosure that everybody's been waiting for. Now, I'm going to explain to you in my own words why I think it's not even close. Stay tuned. This is the New Jersey UFO footage. Okay guys, so we're going to dive straight into this video right now, and I will be talking through it in live time with you about what my thoughts and opinions are on this piece of footage. I must give you a heads up though, this video footage does have some over the top, in your face cheesy music. Now I'm not sure why the person who recorded this footage had to add that music in there to add more drama, because for me, if you're experiencing a UFO that close off the ground, then that should be enough. There's no need to add dramatic music like that, because this content should already be enough to have people enticed. But anyway, that's nothing to do with me. I can't remove the music, unfortunately. Just a heads up, it is dramatic and over the top. Okay, I'm just going to pause it there really quickly because there's something that I want to mention. This is in a very built up area, there's houses there. I saw a lorry or a wagon, and there could potentially be the driver in the cabin. It's a petrol station, which is genuinely a heavily used area anyway. There's lights on, there's people there, and yeah, it's a very populated, heavily used area. Petrol stations, gas stations in general, people use them all the time. Now the UFO, let's talk a bit about that. This UFO has flashing lights at either end, and I've also seen a red light in the middle somewhere. So we've got 3 lights, 2 white at either end and 1 red pulsating in the middle. Now the question I'm asking myself, and there is no rules or regulations as to where or when a UFO can show up. They could literally show up wherever and whenever they want, technically speaking. But if we go from previous or past encounters, experiences with UFOs, the stories are usually the same. They always try to keep a low profile from what we know. I mean, you hear this all the time. There was no signs of exhaust fumes, no pipes, no rivets, no bolts, and the thing didn't make a sound. However, we've got an intelligent species here that supposedly have traversed the vast distances of the universe to come hover in New Jersey over a very populated, heavily used petrol station with lights all over it like a Christmas tree. Does that sound likely? For me, definitely not. The music itself is already throwing red flags at me, because like I said, if you are this close to a UFO and it's your first experience with a craft, then that should be enough. There should be no need to add over the top dramatic music. These are just my observations right off the bat. Let's keep watching. Again, the craft itself, the shape of this craft, for me, is pretty self-explanatory what this is. And I'm going to give some slack to the guy who recorded this, because what I believe this is aren't a heavily used thing anymore. They were at one point, maybe 10, 15 years ago. But with the introduction of online advertising, these things are pretty much being pushed to the sideline. But what I think this is an advertisement blimp. Like I said, they do exist, they are a real thing, and some people still do use them. You just don't see them as much anymore. So it could be that this guy filming this wasn't familiar with what this was, and to him maybe it did look like a UFO. But I'm going to put some video footage on now, because there will be a lot of people watching this video that don't know themselves what an advertisement blimp is. The younger generation probably don't know what that is. But they are real, they do exist, and like I said, as rare as they are, people still do use them. And for me, this is exactly what we're looking at. So what do we know, about this footage? Well, we know that the object is stationary. We know that it appears to be hovering. We know that it's almost cylindrical in shape, or a fat cigar shape, if you want to call it that. It's got lights at either end, and one of those lights appears to be pulsating or flashing. That's what we can see. We know that for a fact about this piece of footage, this craft in this piece of footage. What do we know about an advertisement blimp? We know that they hover. We know that they can remain stationary. We know that they are cylindrical or a fat cigar shape. We know that they have lights at either end, and we also know that they have a flashing light on there as well. So it ticks all the boxes of being an advertisement blimp. For me, like I said, that's what it is. So something that throws people off about me and these types of videos that I make here on the channel is that they go against everything that I stand for. I mean, the very basis of my channel is all about cryptids like Bigfoot and also the UFO and extraterrestrial phenomenon. So then why do I make a video that debunks those types of subjects? It's not that I don't believe, it's in fact the opposite. It's because I believe so much, I believe so heavily that these things exist, that I want that one piece of footage that comes out one day to be the smoking gun. I want that one piece of footage that comes out one day that leads to disclosure to leave no more room for questioning. It needs to be undeniable. And for me, when I look at footage like this, is this undeniable? Is this what people will call the smoking gun and leave no more room for questioning? I don't believe footage like this has that kind of a reputation. For me, this isn't undeniable. This isn't gonna cause the smoking gun. This isn't gonna cause disclosure. So I will pull it apart. Why? Because I do believe so heavily that these things exist. And there are many people out there that think folks like myself are tinfoil hat wearing crazy people with these wild fantasies of life elsewhere in the universe, or life living on this planet like Bigfoot. People out there think we're mental. So when I see footage like this, for me it only adds to that assumption. I'm not going to have that. I'm going to protect those good people out there like myself who do believe strongly and put a lot of serious, mature, sensible hard work into studying these phenomena, because this isn't the smoking gun. This doesn't tick the boxes. It's not groundbreaking, and therefore I'm not going to clutch at straws just because my channel is based on those things and say, yeah, this is what it's all about, this is the real deal. No, if it isn't, it isn't, and I will let you guys know, because like I said, I believe more than anyone that these things do exist. Just however, not on this occasion. Right guys, I am no expert and would never claim to be an expert on these subjects of extraterrestrials or UFOs. I don't think there should ever be anybody out there claiming to be an expert on these phenomena, because there's far too much that we still don't know and that we're still unaware of when it comes to these topics. So I'm not an expert. However, I am an enthusiast of many, many years. I've been interested in the UFO extraterrestrial phenomenon now for many, many years, and I do feel confident in debunking or bringing to the light some of the known craft that we're already familiar with that sometimes get confused for UFOs. Things like weather balloons, Chinese lanterns, drones, Venus, satellites, swamp gas, and a host of many, many other craft. And for me, that's exactly what this is. This is nothing more than an advertisement blimp. I wish it was UFO. I wish I was sat here right now talking to you guys about how groundbreaking this is and how this is the smoking gun. But unfortunately for me on this occasion, this isn't one of those pieces of footage. Like I said, that is just my opinion. You're more than welcome to disagree. Please, please, please do share your thoughts on this video down below. I'll be back out again filming real soon for you guys. Hopefully I'm going to go to one of these hotspots again and spend the night out camping and bring you guys along with me. Until then, take it easy, look after yourselves, stay tuned, look after somebody else as well if you're in a position to do so. That's very, very important. And head over to Patreon if you are feeling generous. You guys have been awesome. Take it easy, stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.